I'm trying to work with color tonight. It's a it's a decent eye night actually. I can work from pretty decent distance. I'm still seeing brush strokes, although I can't tell the detail. It's mostly a fluid color. It's going to be when I zoom in that I can tell if I've screwed up any of the small work. And I just want to give voice to something I've never. Every time I say I never, I find out I did a week ago and just forgot because I am having memory issues. But um, I have been so lucky in so many ways. But I am beginning to realize something that in the past 24 hours has really made already an enormous difference. And it's just the beginning of the realization, so maybe this will go on YouTube and come down in a day, but I have known since February that something broke as I was coming into my own strength. I just, people who said they loved me went completely against what I had explicitly asked, assuming that I didn't know my own medical needs, and then got angry with me for getting angry with them. And that's, that part isn't, one is no longer in my life, and the other is no longer good, never gonna enjoy anything close to what they did as far as access goes. But it's been this very strange thing to come so deeply to peace inside myself at a time when I have to admit that even the people who say that they cared had done some really really hard things to accept, and anyway, I have been plagued since childhood, since the earliest days, uh, with this question of why people couldn't stand me. And I had a sleep paralysis episode. They happen. They've thankfully, gosh, please let this be continuing to be the case. I had one last for 36 hours, and they've not lasted that long since. Thank every deity in every pantheon. Seriously, that is. But I do still have them for a little while, and I vividly remembered having to endure having my confidence and my strength stripped away over and over as a kid. That's the thing about that's what makes PTSD so special. Is it's not even just that the bad thing happened, but that the bad thing happened over and over and over and over and over, and just ground you down. And that is hard to explain to people who never went through the grinder. And thank God they didn't, right? I almost hate it when I do find people who get it, because I know that meant they went through some serious shit too. It's so strange to understand clearly, definitely, strongly, wholly, that I don't need to have people in my life. I need help with physical things. I am no less disabled. I am no less weary. I am no less odd. But as crazy as the desire to just talk to somebody's been today, and nobody could take me up on the offer. Yeah, I take that back. She tried to take me up on the offer. She just couldn't maintain. I'm always asking time of people when they can't give it, I guess. I wish it wasn't so much of an either or, that sometimes it could just be a conversation, not time pulled away from people that need them more. And I really don't need. I want, though. I can stifle my complaints. I can not talk about what's going on in the body. I can pretty effectively ignore pain until it wears me down to the point I can't function or just gets too overwhelming. I shut down. But it would be so nice to have had one of the lives where you can just pick up the phone and call someone. Because even though I know that friends, God, I just hate that word now, but there are people who would probably be able to talk to me. How do I risk my bliss that I'm feeling right now? This lovely, wonderful, creative joy, when 90% of the time people can't tolerate my company. And the weird thing is, when I vocalize this, and when I talk about how it's okay, I'm fine. I am deeply saddened that I'm so far on the outside that I can't even get traction at all. I mean, I'm super glad I don't have to deal with trolls, but, that means that nobody's gonna see what I'm doing. And maybe I just have to find peace with it. I think I am at peace with it in some ways. It's not like I've stopped posting, and it's not like I stopped creating. We live in a world where the things that I deal with are so unpopular that they don't even get any views. Not it's not that people don't like it. I can't get views at all. I can't. The same thing that's happening to me as a disabled person when those secondary contacts just slide away when you can't get out of the house to, meet them. The same thing that's happening to me there happens to me medically because I've detailed some terrifying neurological issues that I just can't get taken care of. And I've given up on that, I think. I can't spend any more energy than I am. I'm just trying to be able to create as long as I can. Even though it's useless. And I wonder if it would have been different if I had had some differences in circumstance or connections, or just been able to put myself together faster. But I had to do it alone, and it took time, and that's also okay. Because I'm here, and I'm able to find my love inside. Inside things that would otherwise have been unbearable. This is still so much pain, even though it's not treated. It's agony. So, that I have peace is a miracle of just ridiculous stubbornness. And it feels like I am the biggest jackass in the world. Because all day today, I've been here alone, realizing I am so lucky. Everyone falls apart, and everyone I know is on the edge financially. And I am pretty sure that the privileges that just fell like dominoes to allow this peace I know those are not common. And I know that I have had a lot of luck gaming the system of my meditation and thought and philosophy and poem to support me. Oh God, I wish someone were here to tell me when I stop making sense. And that, it's shit. Okay, it's saying shit like that. This is why I'm alone. This is why I'm alone. All right, I'm gonna we'll look at this painting, but I'm gonna stop painting for a second because I need to tell a story. Okay, apparently I'm not gonna stop painting. Damn it. Okay, I'll try to do both. I had a moment. I don't know if it was traditional sleep paralysis. It sure felt like it, but I was dreaming, and I realized I couldn't get out of the dream. And at this point, I was all kind of hopelessly confused because the pain has been so bad for so long. I'm really not sleeping normally anyway, neither here nor there. What I do know is that this was a replay of a memory. And the thing about chronic abuse, other than that, it's chronic. um, sometimes events blend into each other. You have the same conversation over and over. You're told the same insult. The same acts occur. And it was interesting to me because this was one of, like, a clear day I could remember. And then once I, like, focused on that one memory, I could, I fell into a whole bunch. There's actually, I believe, a version of this in the book that I wrote, It Ends Well, which is still, I have to tell people it's a joke, but it's the title's a joke. But it did, because this is me saying it ended well right here. Anyway, I had my reality so subverted from such a young age that I I was dealing with two people who, my parents were gaslighting each other, and I don't know about my brother, but I couldn't figure out for the longest time which one of them was telling the truth, and then I found out it was neither. Not in the classical sense of truth, because I started taking notes to figure out if it was me or them, and I was not necessarily sane. I couldn't prove that, but I was at least consistent, which gave me some comfort there. Anyway, I was remembering, having my memories be questioned, having events be changed, and my being at fault for everything, like the John Callahan cartoon, when you're personally responsible for the agony of Christ. And I was in this sleep paralysis. I'm remembering this. I'm remembering the abuse and how my mother would, it's like she would destroy me just to make me cry so she could do this kind of fake comforting where, of course, no one else would ever be able to love me or tolerate me or see me as anything other than the idiot that I was. But, as my mother, she was legally obligated. And it just all fell into place. Why this has been such a excruciating time emotionally. I went through this childhood where I couldn't get anybody to help me. And nobody believed me, and nobody, even if they did, they didn't care. It was the 70s. They could have lit me on fire and it wouldn't have mattered. I am part of a generation that I think got singularly lost, because even the boomers had more, grandparents and community, and by the time we're coming in, a lot of those structures have gone away, and yet there's not anything in their place. I really think that a lot of the kids born in the 70s were we were especially lost because of things like that. We were too much in the middle, and story of Gen X, right? Anyway, neither here nor there from that perspective. Talking about my own story. It's the only one I can really give you. But even in this bliss, I still look to other people to confirm my reality. After all the notes and all the was studying, I have stuck now with a brain where I won't even remember I talked about this. And I shouldn't make it sound more dramatic than it is. And I'm coming to terms with the fact it's probably pain induced. This is a 10 right now. Like, if I move even a little, I'm not gonna be able to function. I've started stammering again. I can't find words. And it's pain. It's I think it's pain. I don't think it's permanent damage or anything. And I've been stuck here as all of us have been going through the ringer. And yet I've been able to figure out how to love myself and forgive myself. And then once that happened, I have been able to create such a vague, unfocused joy. Oh, I'm just going through life doing what I can in the moment. It's a surreal peace I never thought. I thought if I could ever conquer my woe, that it would suddenly explode, like I would become this sun of energy. That one of my friends used to say is when we were in college that you could strap a generator to me and I could light up all of DC, but that's not me anymore. And it has made this piece very sublime, and it has made even my uselessness just another element of the farce. But I think she's beautiful. I think that what I'm doing is worthwhile. I've given up making money on it, but I'd love to share it and disseminate it. It's just the 0 views. There is such a sadness just having to hold your heart out in your hands. And no, it may never be picked up, but I've already moved on to the next thing. And it's been with this that I've realized, even though it makes me unmarketable on it, I might as well have punched an algorithm when I was a baby. Even though it takes me far outside the realm of where the art could possibly help me financially or socially. There is such an infinite grace in just committing to it and realizing this is the only reason I'm here. That as lonely as I get, as much as I long to be with people, as much as I try to engage the world from this isolation, I can't control that even my real world people don't read my posts or follow me or like or share or call or text. And how can I blame them? It's not their fault I'm alone. And it's not their fault that I find myself peaceful and healed and want to just dance and sing, and yet I am in way too much pain to do anything other than just paint and let you watch and tell you that I love her. She's not even half done, and I love her. And I think this is what healed looks like. And it's all I need.